What up, what up? What's going on, guys? Your boy Jess. Welcome back to another Madden 25 online ranked match. And today, we have ourselves a very interesting game. I am the Packers going up against the Chiefs. And not only are we both using very good teams, but we're both using the same playbook. So, that can always be interesting. You know, when you see somebody running the same playbook as you, it's like, okay, well, I should be very familiar with this offense considering I run it, and vice versa. So, you know, should be interesting. You know, this is kind of cool because if he were to happen to do something very effectively, well, I said that wrong, but if he should do something against me that's very effective, I can kind of, you know, take that and add it to, you know, what I already run. So, you know, I'm looking to see if he runs, you know, the playbook differently from what I do. Because maybe I can learn a thing or two, you know, against him, considering I'm watching, the, you know, the same playbook that I ran against me. So, we already know that the Packers have one of the best offenses in the game. You got Aaron Rodgers, who's absolutely accurate as almighty hell. He is very mobile, you know, not a Michael Vick, but mobile enough to be able to, you know, create some havoc with his legs. You know, he's definitely a quarterback that you can run QB wraps and read options with. And he's just somebody who can extend the play and be able to run outside and be able to, you know, give your receivers just a little bit more time to be able to get open. This team it's not an easy team to run against. They are very tough to run considering they have so many great linebackers and they all react to the ball so well. But I definitely would like to be able to have success running. You know, usually you see the Packers, you expect to go up against a high-octane passing offense because you got weapons out the yin-yang. You know, like I said, Aaron Rodgers is deadly accurate, and you got Nelson and Finley and Cobb, and there's so many weapons there to be able to utilize. But, you know, if I can run the ball, I will. You know, also, Jones, you know, the more success I have on the ground against the team that you're not really expected to run, well, me anyways, I'm not really expected to have success running the ball on. You know, if I can run the ball well, then it's just going to make the game that much easier. Very first possession, we run the ball extremely well. We score a touchdown. That's exactly how I wanted the very first possession to go. I wanted to be able to run the ball pretty well. I wanted to be able to have success. I wanted to be able to pass the ball only when I need it and be able to just keep the ball on the ground. So right here, he hits me with pistol trips, hits me with a strong power. Right here, he backs up. He's looking right over there towards the right. Ends up finding Fasano for a first down. Now, I did have the ball for the entire first quarter. That's just what happens when you run the ball effectively but not get huge chunks. I wasn't getting 15, 20, 25 yards of carry. I was getting more, you know, 4 here, 5 here, 3 here, 4 here, you know, and just being able to move the ball effectively, positively, and, you know, not big chunks. So that's why I was able to go on ahead and dominate the entire first quarter possession-wise. So, time of possession-wise, I should say. Right here, he ends up running towards the outside, getting a touchdown with Jamal Charles. And I've already, you know, going into the Chiefs, whenever you analyze the matchup, you got to know who the superstars are on the opposing team. You got to pretty much expect, you know, that certain players are going to be able to do certain things. When you see the Chiefs, you got to expect that Jamal Charles is going to be a heavy part of the game plan. And you got to expect that he's going to be able to get loose, break some huge runs. You know, I got to try and limit that. You know, if I'm going to be able to beat this team, I got to run the ball well, and I got to be able to stop Jamal Charles from being able to have a productive game. So here we go, continuing to run the ball fairly well. You know, Eddie Lacy is a very big, powerful back, somebody that, you know, can fall forward, somebody that can, you know, send right up through the A-gap and feel comfortable that, you know, he's going to hold on to the ball and be able to get me some decent yardage. You know, I would like to be able to hit the outside with him, but again, it's very tough to do so against the Chiefs. You know, they just react to the ball so well. You know, right there, I had the first down, but he spun out of a tackle and went backwards, which prevented me from getting the first down, but we do pick it up with a QB sneak. Now, he did waste all of his timeouts. Now, one thing I say about him is that I felt like he, you know, called his timeouts, you know, prematurely. You know, I would like to know your guys' opinion in the comment section, how you feel like he did his timeouts. And I understand calling timeouts right here. We go to Jordy Nelson and holds on to the ball. That right there would have been the last play of the half. If I wouldn't have been able to get that, I would have been able to kick a field goal. And that right there was huge. You know, that right there is exactly how you want to be able to end, you know, the half, considering he gets ball at halftime. That is one thing I consider myself great at. That's the only thing I consider myself great at in this game. Everything else is I'm good to decent to good. But time control, I definitely consider myself great at. I definitely feel like I do a very good job of being able to, control the tempo of the game, manage the clock effectively, being, whether it be, making sure he doesn't see the ball again to end the half, or making sure I have last possession, things like that. So I'm definitely, good at that, and I definitely take pride in, being able, because that right there can change a lot about the game. It is way better to kill the entire, remainder of that quarter, because he got ball at halftime. Look at this right here. He's going for it on 4th and 32. I have no idea why we get a safety, but it's way better. Some people just don't know how to manage clock, and that can be a big factor in the outcome of the game. Like I said, it's way better for me to kick a field goal with no time remaining than for me to score a touchdown and give him a minute remaining, because then he can just drive downfield and tie the game up. So that touchdown was voided out by him, scoring his own touchdown. So, sometimes you just got to try and play into the clock and not worry about, trying to score quickly. Like I said, it's what's better, going into halftime up 10-7 or going into halftime 14-14? You got to try and play smart with your possessions, and I feel like we did a great job being able to score on the last play. Even if we didn't score a touchdown, we still would have kicked the field goal and still went into halftime up 10-7. So after that safety right here, we're up 16-7. Third quarter's here, and then right here he decides to call a timeout, and I felt like that right there, definitely a premature timeout. Timeouts are very, very okay, you need them. I'm not sure what word I'm trying to use there, but you need them. They are so important in the second half, and for him to waste one, I already feel like I already have a huge advantage for him being down one timeout, because having 3 timeouts is a big difference from having 2 timeouts, especially when you're down. So that right there could be a factor coming on later on into the game, as he just chucks one up, hoping for the best right there, and he actually caught it. I was stunned that he actually caught the ball on the tip. We tipped it, and he caught it as he was on the ground. Wow, absolutely tremendous concentration by Bo to be able to come up with that catch. So here he goes, moving the ball pretty well, and this is, I believe, it's only his second possession of the game, I want to say. It's the fourth quarter is here, and he only had the ball twice. So that's being pretty productive holding on to the ball. We stopped him from getting a 2-point conversion. He wanted to make it a 7-point game. Thankfully, we end up stopping that. So now it's still a 2-possession game. We're up 9. And all we want to do is be able to get in field goal range. Worst case scenario, we'll punt if the situation calls for it, because we're up 2 possessions. He's going to need a score plus, another possession in order for him to gain the lead. So, we're perfectly comfortable in the position that we're in. So, of course, I want to keep the ball on the ground, run the ball, just eat some clock up and be able to hopefully at least get myself into field goal range for a scoring drive. Right there, good play by him, ran on the outside, stopped that read option. 3rd and 10, the few times that I passed the ball, he really had trouble stopping the pass, and he did a good job of stopping the run. Well, I would say he did a good job of limiting big runs. I feel like we did a good job on the ground. Anytime you run the ball, you get 3 to 5 yards. That's definitely, being productive, especially against a great linebacking core like the Chiefs have. Right here again, he's, calling his timeouts. He has no timeouts. So right here, we decided to go for it, and that right there ends the game. We decided to go for it, because if we didn't get it, he still needs 2 possessions in order to come back. So it wasn't like we were at risk of losing our lead. But the reward was game over. If we pick up that first down, because I felt like he prematurely just started calling timeouts. If he had 3 timeouts, I would have kicked him I would have punted the ball. But because he didn't, first down just, won the game. And what's crazy is that I believe, I wasn't really counting how many possessions. I believe he only had 2 possessions. He had the ball after I scored that touchdown in the second quarter right before halftime, but I don't count that as a possession. He only had like 1 second on the clock and he threw the ball up. But, I don't know how many times he had possession, but look at the time of clock, though. Look at the time of possession between both teams, and that's just, us converting 3rd downs and being productive on the ground, getting positive yards every time. Every time we were forced to pass the ball, we came through, picked up a first down, and that continued to allow us to move the ball, keep the ball in our hands, and be able to, pretty much play keep away. You can't win if you don't have the ball. So look at time of possession. 20 minutes to 3. We dominated time of possession. And our opponent had himself a good record. and it's just, you know, unfortunate for him that he was unable to stop us on third downs. We converted every third down situation that we needed to. We came through in that fourth down to win the game. And you see, he got himself a good record. He's on a 5-game losing skid. You know, it sucks to be in those losing streaks. I know, I'm way too familiar with those losing streaks. But that's the end of the game, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, it's your boy GS. Love each and every single one of you guys, man. It's your boy GS. And I'm out. Peace. Give it to me, baby. Yeah. It's the win!